So pen marker, and let's go. So a couple things to mention here. I don't know if you saw these markings, right? They told us that that triangle is an equilateral triangle. So that's important here. And so how are we going to tackle surface area? Multiple ways of doing that. You can probably go 2 triangles plus 3 rectangles. Right, these 2 triangles up here, and then the 3 rectangles around. And we have to take care of, we have to go minus these 2 circles, or, well, you have to go minus 2 circles. Sorry, there's no or there, right? Minus the 2 circles, because they're actually missing, right? And then we have to add the actual side of the cylinder, lateral surface area of the cylinder. So I'm going to go LSA of cylinder. That's what needed to happen there. So here we go. 2 triangles, the area of the 2 triangles. I'm first going to figure out, do I have everything I need? And I don't. So I'm going to do that here. Okay, my triangles have 20 all around. To get that height in this case, right, you are probably better off to do this. You split the 20 in half. You still have the 20 here. To get the actual height of that triangle, you just go square root of 20 squared minus 10 squared. It's 400 minus 100, so that's root of 300. If you actually calculated that, that would be 17.32, and that keeps going feet. I would give you a mark for calculating the height of one of those faces correctly. 17.32. So let's go back up now that we've taken care of that. 2 times base times height divided by 2 plus 3 times length times width. Do we have that for each rectangle? If you think about it, this would be 20 times 40, right? Every rectangle measures 20 times 40 minus, which is going to be tight, I know that already, 2 triangles. So we're going to go pi r squared. R is 5 feet, correct? This is 10 and r is 5, so it would be 5 squared plus the lateral surface area of that cylinder. So that would be 2 pi r h, which is 40. Sorry, that's a little, it's not perfect, but I think you can still see it, right? So that would be the whole thing. So let's do some simplifying and canceling out here. This 2 can go with that 2, really. So it's just 20 times that. That would be, let me do this with a calculator. I feel like there's something about actually showing you what's happening, right? So 20 times, I need to figure out what root of 300 is first there. So 20 times that would be 346, 41, right? Plus 3 of those, so 3 times 20 times 40, that's 2400, minus the 2 triangles, so this is 25 times pi, right? So 2 times pi times 25, or 5 squared, that's 157, 0.7 and something, plus 2 times pi, what happened there? Try it again. We've got a problem. There we go. 2 times pi times 5 times 40. Now we have the lateral surface area, that's 1256.63 ... And now we can just add and subtract as needed. Okay. So I'm going to go 346 plus 2400. That's easy enough. Minus 157 plus that one. And that's 38. 45.97 feet, right? Square feet. And I'll go over it one more time, like just explaining what is it that I did. I think you have to say that this is the most important piece right here. Telling yourself and my whoever's marking this, like, what is it that you're trying to do here? And so I've got two triangles, top and bottom, plus the three sides, the rectangles, minus the holes that were created, plus the lateral surface area of that cylinder that is in there, because that's all exposed. And so I just plug in and go. Okay. So here's how we're going to tackle this one. You got one mark for the height down here. Hopefully you have that somewhere. So that's one mark for this part. And now we're going to go minuses. So let's say you forgot to subtract the two circles. I would go -1, right? No circles. Then I would go -1. If you just missed anything else, like I would also go -1 for missing parts. Like if you haven't even considered it, that's -1. If you considered it, but you made a mistake while you're typing it in and you know where it is, like you can tell I just plugged in the wrong number, I usually take off half when that happens. When I know you typed it in wrong, even though your work is correct on the paper. Okay. So that's how I go with that. So that's so if you have this all right, you get actually 4 marks today for the correct final answer and 1 mark for the height of the one, like the 17.32. You get a mark for that as well. And so anything in between, I'll let you be the judge today, because I think it's just important to see how this is done, right? So you have a sense of, oh, okay, I forgot to subtract the two circles. Too bad, right? Some of you may have thought, hey, I'm just not gonna, when I do the cylinder, I'm just not gonna worry about the circles, right? You probably thought of this, like, okay, got that, but you still need to subtract the circles physically from this part, right? It's almost like this belongs to this part. And then make sure you don't add them on top of it, right? So there's like a twofold thing happening here. All right. Next, total volume. I would just go volume of triangular minus volume of the cylinder. That's really what it comes down to. That's why it's only 3 marks. And so I don't know if you remember how to find the volume of this triangular prism. Area of base times the height. That's really how you do that. So we already know the area of one base, how to get that at least. So it's 20 times 17.32 ... divided by 2. Okay? And you multiply this. I'm going to go square brackets here just to, you multiply this by the height of the whole thing here. So it's times 40. And then we're going to go minus pi r squared times 40 as well, because that cylinder has a height of 40. Okay? And so here we go. Can I just, I'll show you how to do it. Here we go, 20 times, I'm just going to go root of 300, okay? Divided by 2, that's 170, oh, sorry, times 40, that's 69282 continued, minus pi times 25 times 40, that's 314159 and something. Okay, so I would say at this point, if I see you doing this and this, you get 2 marks already. And that would be 1 mark for actually coming up with the correct final answer. So if you subtract That's 3786. 61 cubic feet. Cubic feet. So that's another mark there for volume. So you get 3 there. Volume usually, I'm hoping volume you got that one, right? Surface area, it's harder. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm always happy when my answer key matches what I do with you in front of the class, because I do make mistakes on that one. Convert the surface area to squared yards. So you take our surface area. So this is going to be tricky. Whatever you got, you still get the marks here if you do the steps correctly. So I go 38.4597 square feet times. You want to go to yards, right? So 1 yard has 3 feet. You want to square this whole thing, okay? So it's going to be a bit tight here. We're going to make it work. So that means 3 squared is 9, and 1 square yard is just 9 square feet. So basically divide this by 9. Do I have it here somewhere? Yeah, there it is. Except for I have to type it in because I'm using the rounded value, right? So if I see you dividing whatever you got in A, the surface area, by 9, we'll just give you the mark today. Well, in general, you would get the marks for that. Convert to cubic yards. I think you get this part already, or I would at least say have this on your study sheet, because 1 cubic yard, it has 27 cubic feet, because you go 3 times 3 times 3 to get the 27. So you essentially divide this by 27 to get your answer, and so you get 140.24 cubic yards. So whatever you got in A, whatever volume, if you divide it by 27, you get the mark as well. Okay. Another way, yeah, there are many ways of showing this step. Some of you can just plug it in if you have it on your study sheet. You don't have to show me this necessarily. So 10 marks altogether. Okay. Chin up, don't worry. Okay, you're learning. You're gonna conquer this thing. Okay. Out of 10. And that's it for today. So I'm